welcome to another. Oh, let's do it again. Oh, okay. Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Graystone Brownback session. I'm Rafi, Chief Operating Officer of Graystone Investment Group. Soon we will be joined by Jorge doing a live broadcast. Yes, we're finally going to do a live broadcast from different parts. Jorge is having some back issues, so Jorge, hope you feel better and hope you join soon. As always, we have our beautiful Stephanie in the background. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, guys.
You saw her before, so if you're part of my thing, you saw her before. And as always, you can find us in homesforincome.com. That's homes, the number 4, income.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's in the description of the video. And again, I think did we give out the gift card? We haven't, and we got 200 subscribers. So we'll do it tomorrow. Tonight, later today. That's what I meant. So we'll announce the winner later. Did Jorge join? Jorge is still waiting to join the broadcast. Today we have a very relevant topic in this kind of market. Right now we're going. You have to invite him. So no, go swipe left, and you will find him. We're trying to come up with how to invite people on the left, and then you hit his name, and then he has to accept. We have a very relevant topic today. It's Jorge's here.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Jorge,
okay?
how are you? Can you hear me?
You, my friend. Yes.
I'm not sure if I can hear him.
Can you guys hear me?
We will find out if this works, because I'm not sure I can hear him. Maybe we have to take the microphone off. Let's do that. Let's unplug and see what happens. Let's see. And the volume is up. Again, some technical difficulties here. Jorge, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. How you doing, sir?
You're pretty good, man. Hanging in there, working from home.
How are you feeling?
So getting to be going to the doctor in a few.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we're done.
Okay. Well, hope you get better. I already did the part with the 4. So let's. I know you're not you're feeling pain. So let's get right into the topic. Today's topic: 4 reasons why you should not invest in turnkey real estate. And by turnkey, what do you mean by turnkey? Jorge, what do you mean by turnkey?
Well, Rafi, that's a good question. Turnkey is a property that is already been rehabbed and rented. So it's been purchased, rehabbed, and rented, and that's pretty much a turnkey property.
I think most of the purchases of retail, for example, are turnkey. You want to move into your own house. Most people, they buy them from builders, developers, stuff like that, and the house is turnkey. For example, when I bought my house, it was turnkey. They built it to my specifications, and it was turnkey. So turnkey is just that you can turn the key and live. Okay, so that's where the term turnkey comes up. Now, for investment, that's what we're talking about. So 4 reasons to never invest in turnkey real estate. So let's go right into the first one. The first one is someone else does the work, and someone else takes the profits. Jorge, expand a little bit on that.
And let me correct you, Rafi. It's not that we don't want you to ever buy a turnkey property. It's 4 reasons why you should avoid investing in turnkey real estate for the most part. Obviously, there's teams out there that do an awesome job, but for the most part, talking about the number 1 reason, someone else does the work and they take the profit.
Of course.
So pretty much somebody else is going to do
right. It. If you're the one putting the sweat equity, if you want the one investing in it, guess what? You want the profits. And actually, that's what we do most of the time, right? We buy these stress properties, we rehab them, we sell them, and we make the profit. We make the investment, we make the investment in work and money. Of course, we make the profits. So that makes a lot of sense from that perspective. Now, the number 2 reasons why you should avoid investing in turnkey properties. you might land a crappy property in a crappy location. Expand on that, Jorge.
Well, going back to, anytime you let somebody else do the stuff for you, they're not going to do it the same way you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, they don't care about you as a buyer. All they care about is to making a fat margin profit.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, they're gonna try to do the repairs as cheap as possible
Right.
and try to sell you the asset the highest possible. So it's
Right.
just a bad formula. It's a formula for a disaster because
Mm-hmm.
there's no incentive, especially those companies that do not provide the in-house property management.
Mm-hmm.
Those don't care. The day after closing, you never hear from them again. So
Mm-hmm.
you could get a crappy property in a crappy location if you don't do your due diligence first and really look into it first.
And I think it's very important that we mention something, and don't fall in love with a property. Remember, this is an investment, so you're not gonna live in it. Okay, so yes, you like the beautiful, marble floors. Well, guess what? Very high maintenance, very expensive. So you have to kind of take away, what you normally look for in a house and think of it as an investment, strictly as numbers. Most of what we do, we just look at numbers first and then look at a house. So we have actually probably 80% of the houses that we get, we don't even look at them because the numbers don't make sense. So again, crappy property, crappy location. Most of the time, if you run the numbers on them, you wouldn't even go there, let alone buy them. So again, that's very important because you've seen it, Jorge, where people fall in love with the property and it's a disaster, like you said.
Well, I've seen it so many times, Rafi, where they'll shady wholesalers will take a property, pictures of the property next door, uh, cherry pick the properties that they want to show as the neighbor properties. They'll
Mm-hmm.
show that the one in front of it is a total disaster.
Right.
So once again, they don't have no incentive for performing.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, all they care is how can I put a piece of gum and glue this vanity and get the most for my money. So
Yep.
that's why we are 100% against turnkey properties.
Excellent. Before we keep going, let's say, shout out to Marta Rivera, Marta from Capital One, great friend. Alexis Figueroa also joined. Victor Flores. Victor is turnkey, no turkey. Que este tipo come mucho y siempre está con eso. Turnkey. Okay, maybe I ate the end, but it's turnkey. Also, Alvin Dariel, hashtag Esmayado. People will know. Saludos. Laura Mir Rivera over there in Puerto Rico. Un abrazo. Abrazo to Alexis as well. Y Carlos Baldo in Colorado. All the Shimba guy. Peace out. Now let's go to the number 3. So number 2 was you might land a crappy property. The number 3, man, this one happens so many times. You may overpay for property because it's already fixed, right? So expand a little bit on that.
Well, going back to it's the same thing, Rafi. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
want to get the biggest money for the biggest pocket for their money. So they're gonna use comps of properties that are completely rehab. They're gonna use the best scenarios, and they're gonna justify why this
Mm-hmm.
property is 200,000 versus your neighbor property at 150. They're gonna justify
Mm-hmm.
it by saying this property is the best, is rehab better, and we have to spend
Mm-hmm.
all of this money to have these quality people rehab the property. Once
Right.
again, the only incentive is to make a lot of money. That's where
Mm-hmm.
we are against turnkey properties. And by the way, Rafi, I've always said this: if it's an awesome turnkey property, brother, if the property is yielding 15%, 14%, 10%, 9%, will you ever sell it, Rafi?
Probably
Will
not.
you ever sell it?
Probably
Huh?
not. Yes.
Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
So, and everybody in the real estate investment arena and market knows that the ultimate way to freedom is owning rentals.
Hmm.
So if any of these gurus are selling these rentals, it's because they're not performing well.
Well, we had situations where it looks great, the numbers are great. Actually, it happened to us, and we're quote
Absolutely.
unquote experts on this. And then suddenly a permit comes up, a lien comes up, and that's why they're selling it for a turnkey for so cheap. So and I want to point out something, Jorge. We are in a market that is going up, okay? And I think these are the markets where you most of the time overpay. Uh, don't be, people go, oh my God, market's going 5% up, 8% up. Don't be afraid to negotiate. If you have a number in mind, okay, that says, you know what, this property you're selling it for 100, but it works for me at 95. Negotiate to 95, and if you don't get it, guess what? You may have to say no to that property. So in markets like this, I think more people overpay in markets like this than in down markets because of the psychology of saying, you know what, the market's going up, so I should pay more than what it is worth and stuff like that. When the market's going down, the psychology is different. The mindset is different. Oh, it's going down, so I'm going to wait because I can pay probably lower, or I'm going to negotiate hard. Negotiate hard now, regardless. And do your number first before you buy the property.
Yes, Rafi. I mean,
Yeah.
one thing I could add, Rafi, is that if you still want to go for turnkey properties, make sure that you get a statement of repairs for the whole year. You want to know what the
Mm-hmm.
repairs that have been done to the property. You want to know that the payments have been done on time. Maybe then,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a tenant that's been in there for a year, no complaints, no
Mm-hmm.
major repairs, then maybe you're okay. But I really doubt it that they want to sell that property anyways. But if you
Right.
see plumbing issue on January, plumbing issue in March, plumbing issue, roof issue in summer, then you know that they're just selling the problem to you. So you got to be
Yeah.
careful with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to say hi to Jocelyn Rivera, future doctor here in Tampa. Josie, hi to you. Uh, Now we have some comments here, so let me look at the comments. Victor Flores, I think from City. Are you still in City? I hope so. That's a good point, Rafi. Check the legal documents in case there is a loan or a lien on the property. Absolutely. Uh, we were just having this issue where a mortgage was paid off, but the satisfaction of the mortgage was not recorded in the county.
Huh,
So
that's scary.
the guy was like, I paid off that mortgage. I paid it off.
Yeah.
Well, their title company didn't do their job, and they didn't record, the satisfaction in the county. That's why you should use royalty title for your title needs.
What we
But
talk, Rafi,
that's
about
the
having the
perfect
right team.
example. Say that again?
No, that's what we talk about having the right team. I think it's
Absolutely.
vital to have a title company you trust because there's two types of title company. One that's willing to build a business relationship with you and is actually looks out for you, and
Mm-hmm.
the transitional ones. They just transact
Right.
for you, see you cheaper. Maybe you save a couple of $100. But tell me something. What would we do without Alex?
No.
Every time that she has covered us in the hundreds of transactions and issues that come up, even professional, even mistakes that come from other title companies,
Mm-hmm. Well, this one was
right?
perfect. Now, this guy closed on this property and had a satisfaction not recorded, had unpaid taxes, had liens on the properties that were paid off. Okay, yet it was not recorded. And
Wow.
so again, it's very important that again, title company is part of your team. But again, back to the item of overpaying, you need to make sure that even on up markets, you negotiate hard and fair. I understand that if the property is worth 100, then guess what? You can try to get 98, but you're not going to get 90 or 85. Okay, so do your work, do your homework before, and you will have a very good investment there. And the last one is one that surprised me. When I read this one, I was like, what Jorge means by this. And the fourth one is property management may not care about your investment, What do you mean by that?
Well, Rafi, that's a good question, and that's the reason why we love the fact that we have an in-house property manager
Mm-hmm.
because they care about it. They care. They're part of our team. Most property managers, they're there for to make their profit, to make their 10% a month. And if there's repairs that need to be made, they make the 10% of those repairs. The tenant leaves, they'll get their renewal fee. They really don't care. As a matter of fact, we have cases where property managers from clients that have bought properties elsewhere send us the management to us because they don't want to deal with
Mm-hmm.
it. They don't want to deal with the problems and stuff like that. So it's very naive to think that the property manager, unless it's part of the company that got you the acquisition, are really gonna care about the performance of that property.
Well,
So
and there's another point, Jorge. Make sure you involve the property management company in the rehab decisions, okay?
you,
Because they know what rents in that area, okay? They know that, hey, you don't need to put granite, okay? You can put, formica or quartz. You don't need to put tiles. Laminate rents better in this area. So make them part. If you have, again, they need to be part of your team, but make them part of that repairs process, right?
absolutely, Rafi, you hit it on the nail. That's the most important thing. From day one, actually, your property manager should be part of your acquisition team. And
Mm-hmm.
if he says no, he should be the one really saying no. Don't buy in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Don't buy that property. He should be the one approving the repairs. He should be part of the whole process.
Mm-hmm.
Great point, Rafi. I mean, that's very important as
Yep.
well.
And again, if you have a property company that you don't have that relationship, guess what? You're gonna see, tenants come in and out, and every time you have a tenant come in and out, there's a turn expense that you have to incur. There's now you have to get sometimes a month and a half of the rent when the new tenant comes in. So there's a lot of expenses that can rack up pretty quickly if you have a property company that you don't have that relationship that is not part of your team. And again, they won't care because from their perspective, it's like I didn't tell you to buy the house there. I didn't tell you to put that,
Right.
that type of bathroom there. So they may say, you know what, this property is hard to rent because you didn't do repairs the way I would have done it. So there's nothing invested from their perspective. Is what we're saying.
Like I said, if they're not part
But
of the acquisition team,
huh?
Rafi, if the
What?
property manager is not part of the acquisition team, he could care less. He actually gets incentivized for every time you fail on your property. Anytime you got to put a new tenant, he gets incentivized.
Right.
If there's repairs, he gets incentivized. The only
Yep.
way that, like in our case, since they're part of the acquisition, part of the same
Mm-hmm.
company, they
Mm-hmm.
understand that if we don't perform, this client's not going to buy more properties. But
Right.
only then they really care. Otherwise, they could care less.
Right. 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 So again, let's go over. Oh, more people join. Yeah. Let's see. Matt Nagy, of course, from Graystone Acquisitions joined. So that's great, Matt. So again, let's go over the four reasons why you should avoid investing in turnkey real estate. The number one, someone else does the work, which means someone else takes the profit. Number two, you may land a crappy house in a crappy neighborhood. Number three, not only you landed a crappy house in a crappy neighborhood, you overpaid for it. And number four, property management may not care about your property because they were not invested in it from the get-go. So again, those are four reasons to avoid investing in turnkey real estate. Jorge, where can they find us?
Rafi, they could always find us at homes, the number four, income.com. That is homes, the number four, income.com. Rafi, and I want to finish with something. We're not saying that there's people out there providing good services when it comes to turnkey houses,
Mm-hmm.
but we prefer turnkey service. We
Oh.
buy, we hold hands, buy the property with you. You get a better deal. We rehab the
Mm-hmm.
property together. You get a better
Yep.
deal. By the way, you know the issues of the property from day one, and then we rent the property together to make sure it's not somebody's uncle that was placed
Mm-hmm.
there and was paid $1,000 to stay quiet for 30
Right.
days. Doing is, and it yields the same result. I mean, doing the turnkey service is going to take a little longer, but at the end, it's going to yield a property with more equity and a
Right.
tenant and a property that you know intimately.
Right.
I hope that makes sense.
Yep. So again, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey Jorge, we got to 100 and you forgot to give the gift card. What the heck?
Yeah. I
We'll
know
do it.
something with me.
We'll do it Monday, and we'll announce it on our next
Giving out money
Graystone Brown
on
Box
top.
session. Let's announce the winner on our next Brown Box session. We'll do that. So again, you can find us in homes, the number 4income.com. That's homes, the number 4income.com. Jorge, hope you feel better, and next time you're here with me instead of over there. And again, join us next week, hopefully, in our next Graystone Brown Box session. Thank you, Stephanie.
See you guys.
Thank you, guys.